That good E3 action with the Nintendo Direct. Very, very excited. I didn't do a predictions video this time around because I think if February taught us anything, it's that expectations right now are a really dicey game. They always are, but especially, amidst everybody kind of gathering their bearing following, everything with COVID and companies and their restrictions. I think it's pretty obvious here that we're not going to be looking at E3 the same way we have in previous years, I see a lot of discourse online about, Nintendo save E3. That's not what it's about. The importance of an event like this isn't that you're always going to be seeing everything that you're the most excited about. That's just not realistic. That said, games I would like to see would be a Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Xenoblade Chronicles X2, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, 2 Houses, .25, new Persona 5 on the Switch, Persona 6 announced coming out today on the Switch, Breath of the Wild 2, and then also remake of Ocarina of Time for the Switch hardware. I also anticipate there will be a sequel to Mario Odyssey, as well as a prequel to the original Super Mario Bros., actually set in Brooklyn, a Donkey Kong movie titled Banana Slamma, and that's about it. So, I'm keeping the expectations reasonable this year. In all seriousness, the one thing that I know I'm kind of, trying to temper my expectations with, but I actually do have kind of a raised eyebrow for, is hardware. There have been a lot of rumors circulating about the idea of a Nintendo Switch Pro that can play games in 4K, and I have been a pretty consistent naysayer since these rumors have started coming up, but, whatever. I'll be excited to see whatever we get here. Hold on, I just want to take a look and make sure that I am... Have started coming up. Okay, come on. That's okay. You don't need to hear my voice twice now. So, games-wise, I actually don't really have a lot that I'm particularly even really invested in this time around. I guess if there were anything that I had to say I was, super in on... you guys know me, I'm always going to be excited to see whatever Monolith's working on. As far as the... Sorry, just dropping a quick link in my gamer chat. As far as Zelda, I don't think we're even going to get a release date. I think if anything, we might see a little bit of gameplay, but we'll probably get a release window, and it'll probably be something like Q1 2022 for that game. I would anticipate if anything new happens here, it probably will be few and far between. Maybe we'll get another look at Splatoon 3, although I doubt it. So the one more thing, because I think they're probably going to open with Smash. The one more thing I anticipate would probably be if we end up seeing anything Metroid, which again, I don't think is very likely. They restarted development on that game 2 years ago. Then that might be it. But again, I don't anticipate that to be the case at all. On the Mario front, I'm also not expecting much either. I mean, we had the Origami King come out last year. We had 3D World and Bowser's Fury come out at the start of this year. 3D All-Stars came out late last year. With Breath of the Wild 2 and kind of the fortuitous timing of Zelda's 35th anniversary, I'm wondering if there will be anything to speak of there, or 30th, I don't know. To me, the most exciting thing about the Zelda anniversary wasn't even the games the last time they did it. I loved what they did with Four Swords, and Skyward Sword is still one of my favorite Zelda games to date. But I really liked the whole Symphony of the Goddess thing that they did. I would like to see something like that come back. As far as... Yeah, I see... I personally am, feet planted firm in the ground, convinced that they're not going to do anything remotely interesting with the online service. And the thing that kind of makes me think that is the way that they keep re-uploading the same commercial for the Nintendo Switch Online service on their YouTube channel. Like, I think they're just really trying to double down on the existing thing that they have. They're not doing a very effective job of it. It is essentially a wasted service. It's $20 a year that people are paying to play Smash Bros, and that's just about it. And so as long as it can sustain itself on that, I don't really see any reason for them to work better to incentivize it, which kind of sucks, but, you know, that's just how it is. I don't think we'd be seeing any major changes to that at all. That said, I would like to see some competent entries from the SNES library in the game, or in the SNES Online, which isn't to say there aren't any. Like, Mario All-Stars is awesome, and all the Donkey Kong Country games are in there, so if you're into platformers, you're a kid in a candy store, basically, but as far as RPGs, there's little to nothing to be seen there, which is kind of a bummer, because, you know, the SNES was, like, where the genre really got its start. I mean, we had the likes of Earthbound, Mario RPG, a bunch of Final Fantasy games, Dragon Quest, Secrets of Mana, like all sorts of key franchises, Chrono Trigger, all sorts of like key RPGs started on the SNES, and yet that genre is entirely unrepresented in the online service as it stands. And as far as NES games go, I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm pretty disinterested, so I hope they stop treating those like they're something that we should be excited about. I mean, the problem is, especially with the NES, is that Nintendo has re-released NES games, especially their first-party ones, so frequently that the nostalgia that would be the appeal of playing games that old in the first place can't really even be allowed to marinate because they're constantly in your face. Like, I don't think you could find a single person who still feels genuinely nostalgic for the 1980s Super Mario Bros., the original game, because, let's be honest, I mean, a new version of it comes out like every year. On the subject of Super Mario Bros., though, Mario 35 is something I'd be interested to hear something about. Because they discontinued that game on the day that Mario died back in March 31st, and we haven't heard anything since. It feels like a lot of trouble to make a whole game like that just to stop maintaining its servers, and it was very actively played. So I would be genuinely surprised if that didn't resurface here in some way. What shape that takes, I don't know. I see no reason for the game not to exist in its current state. I mean, Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, they've been doing just fine. So it feels kind of silly almost to make a game for the sole purpose of removing it later. That sort of artificial scarcity. And good God, like, if we do see anything Zelda-related for the anniversary, I just pray that limited window garbage is not still going to be something that they're advocating for, because it is an incredibly problematic business practice and super anti-consumer, just the absolute worst. Alright, so we're closing in here, just a few minutes. As far as Smash characters, I'm not really invested in that. That is to say, like, I've gotten every character I could ever want, you know? I got Shulk in the game last time. My number one pick would have been a Three Houses rep, and we got Byleth, and then Pyra and Mithra in the last Direct. So I've gotten pretty much anything I could ask for out of the DLC characters in this game. As far as what I think is likely, it's E3, so there is always the chance that we end up seeing the rest of the Fighter Pass here, since there are two characters. If there's only one, I think it would be a third party. If there are two, I think we'll probably see Pokemon as one of them, and then a third party rep as the final character. I know a lot of people are pulling for Crash, and in my defense, I haven't played any of the Crash Bandicoot games. But watching them, he seems like a very, very simple platforming character, and so I don't necessarily see how that translates directly into a platform fighter. But if there's one thing that we should all be confident in at this stage of the game, is that Masahiro Sakurai is a freaking genius. So you could put a literal Tetris block in front of the man, and he'll make it one of the most fun fighters you can use. him and, of course, the other brilliant designers and developers on the Smash team. It's a huge team, and while Sakurai is, of course, the lead of the game, it's I imagine, a very collaborative process to get these characters from concept to, you know, what we end up playing when they finally release. Well, now that I've said it out loud, I actually am going to rescind my statement that there's nothing else I could want and say that maybe a Tetris block would actually be a solid pick. I'd be into that. My super out there pick would be Kiryu from Yakuza, but I know that wouldn't happen just because I feel like that game's popularity has kind of surfaced fairly recently. And then, you know, at risk of angering the entirety of Smash players across the world, if there were to be any other Xenoblade characters we wanted to get in the game, I'd be cool with that too. I think this notice is more important now than ever. Like, people need to remember that just because things are getting better doesn't mean that they're 100% back on board. And so we can't just dismiss the impact this has had on this event as well.
Hello, everyone.
Let's turn this up a little.
And I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct.
Koizumi.
I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi.
We getting some Mario
I'm your
news?
guide as well. The Nintendo Switch system is now in its 5th year, and many people around the world are playing games on it. Nintendo Switch is being enjoyed by a wide range of players spanning all ages and all levels of
Give
gaming
us Mother
experience.
3.
Thank you all very much. We've been able to offer a wide variety of games on the system, not just from Nintendo, but also from our many development and publishing partners. I hope that each of you watching this Nintendo Direct will be able to find a game that suits your personal tastes.
Today, we have news on upcoming Nintendo Switch games, and we'll be focusing on a selection of games releasing this year. We hope you enjoy it.
It's a good call.
Okay, to begin, please take a look at this video.
Yep. It's Smash. Ganondorf. Was that a Tekken character I just saw? Oh, wow! Kazuya, that's cool. Okay. Yo, okay. That's awesome. Only problem with this is that the fighting game characters are always so broken when they first launch. I'm gonna turn this down a little. Is someone else? Oh, it's Falcon. Hey, relax. Oh my god. Oh, he's in the background. I was like, are we getting Heihachi too? Honestly, wasn't even on my radar. 10 out of 10 pick. So cool. Okay, guy. Enough's enough. Ant Dude must be really upset after seeing that shot.
Hello, I'm Masahiro Sakurai from Sora Limited and the director of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game. Kazuya Mishima from the fighting game series Tekken will join the battle. Surprise! I'll go over the details at a later date, so please sit tight. For today, though, we've prepared a short video to showcase Kazuya's moves in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Please take a look.
I mean, having a Tekken character is also basically the same thing as having a Yakuza character. Because their fighting styles and animations are very similar. I agree, maybe Scorpion should be the final character. I'm sure that'd be like Sakurai's dream come true. Because he's really into the classic fighting games, it seems.
This feels like Tekken. No, it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'll talk about the fighter more in a future presentation. We still have to record it first, actually. The air date is shown below. Please stay tuned.
That's probably what I'll come out to.
Thank you, Mr. Sakurai. A new fighter, Kazuya, will join the fight in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Please look forward to seeing how Kazuya, who has experienced many harsh battles across the Tekken series, will fight in this game. Alright.
Pretty jazzed about that. It's solid. It's a solid intro.
Your choices matter in these emotional, supernatural tales.
Life is Strange? No. It is! Oh my god! That's awesome! Oh, and that's the pro tag from the new game. So I guess they're gonna get all of them on Switch? Oh, just 1 and 3. Interesting. The remastered collection is supposed to have Before the Storm 2, which is the prequel to the first game. I also think the third one is being developed by a different team, if I'm correct. I don't think Dotenon's working on it. Yeah, can we get a Max Caulfield for Smash? Because Witch Time wasn't a broken enough mechanic.
Launches on Nintendo Switch September 10th. And Life is Strange Remastered Collection comes to Nintendo Switch later this year.
That's cool. These are awesome games, and I'm sure they'd be even better to play
For
handheld.
everyone on the Nintendo Switch system. You are Star-Lord, leading a legendary band of heroes for hire in this thrilling action-adventure.
Ain't no way I'm gonna play this on the Switch. I'm sorry.
Star-Lord's daring combat.
I'm gonna buy this, but I'm not gonna play it on the Switch. I'm sure it would run very, very poorly.
Guardians as you face cosmic threats to save the galaxy. You got this, probably. Marvel's Guardians of the
That said, this is an awesome pull for them.
October 26th. Worms everywhere. In this real-time arena-based
Oh my god, Worms Rumble?
vertebrae opponents in 32-player cross-platform combat.
This was my most anticipated title.
And seasonal events to worm your way up the ranks. Plus, the
No, I have nothing against games with aesthetics like this. I just don't. I can't really get into the multiplayer, online multiplayer focused games.
Worms Rumble, wriggling onto Nintendo Switch June 23rd. Get a 25% discount when you pre-order the game starting today on Nintendo eShop.
Looks fun.
The fantastical realm of Orcanon awaits. As you explore this fully hand-painted world, you'll customize a team of demigods and unleash devastating attacks.
So I didn't like how Square Enix designed the Avengers characters, but I do think they do well with some of the less humanoid, or I guess so like Rocket and Groot. I think look really cool.
Funny, charming, and quirky
But-
world of Two Point County. In the whole
Like I don't love Star-Lord's design, but I like Gamora and Drax and Rocket and Groot.
lots of creative tools.
I also think that whoever is voicing Star-Lord just kind of sounds like some football player, bro.
Enrollment for 2 Point Campus
Which
starts
is, like, kind of funny.
next year. A beloved series rolls
Oh?
into its 20th anniversary this
Oh, it's Monkey Ball. Shameless plug here, but if you're wondering about Monkey Ball, you could always check out this video I did like 6 years ago. Oh my god. Ugh, I love this game. I've only played the first two, but I really, really like them. I wonder if this is going to be like some kind of... Or I actually think this might have gotten leaked, but... Oh, these are old stages. Yeah, is this just like a collection? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, honestly though, these games are classics. Like,
Bananas wins Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania.
Super Monkey Ball, the original Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube was absolutely awesome.
It's a blast from parties past.
Excuse?
Ready for another round of Mario Party Mayhem?
Yes?
Of course you are. It's a superstar collection of Mario Party boards and minigames.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Live it up on 5 classic boards from the Nintendo 64 era, including Peach's Birthday Cake and Spaceland. Each board is...
Okay, 5 boards is not a lot, but...
And when we say zany, we mean it.
Oh my god!
Connect blocks. And give facelifts? In hilarious over-the-top minigames. All of which support button controls. With 100 minigames from the Mario Party series catalog, you'll have a blast in this all-star fun fest. Here's a little party favorite.
Leakers did get Ryu and Roy back in the day, but I don't think they've gotten any right for Ultimate except Incineroar. And Simon, but Nintendo leaked that.
Playing a board game online.
I was wondering why they added online play to Super Mario Party so recently. I guess it's because they were working on this.
Stickers are also available to communicate with others. It's time to party in Mario Party Superstars, launching on a Nintendo Switch
Okay.
October 29th.
Come on! Like,
Begin today
come on.
Nintendo eShop.
Come on. That's so cool.
What did you think? Before we show this next trailer, I'd like to say one thing. Currently, we're working hard on the latest game in the Metroid Prime series, Metroid Prime 4, which we previously announced. But today, we'd like to introduce another new entry in the Metroid franchise.
Interesting.
Please take a look.
Is it finally time for Federation Force 2? Please. Or is this going to be a 2D Metroid? Metroid 5? I'm sorry, they really just kinda... like, announced the coolest Mario Party in like a decade, and then a new Metroid, just like, just cash. We're just Nintendo, we just kinda do that, you know? That's so cool that they're doing another 2D one as well. Well, I assume it's probably different teams working on both games, because I think Retro is the ones doing Metroid Dread. What an aesthetic. Like, I'll be honest, the Metroid games have never really been my cup of tea, just like, the vibe doesn't really suit me very well. But it's always good to see a series like this getting some love. Now, if only one of its winged contemporaries could get the same treatment, a new Kid Icarus game would be awesome. But we wouldn't want that without Sakurai, and he's clearly busy adding Tekken characters to Smash Bros., which is really, really cool. I would quite like a new Mega Man game, but if Capcom had nothing to say about it, I can't imagine Nintendo will.
Game in roughly 19 years, the brand new Metroid Dread game. As the name Dread implies, this is a Metroid game with a new feel, showcasing a variety of threats that Samus will encounter. It's scheduled to be released on October 8th, so it won't be too long until launch.
There are a lot of games coming out this year, just being announced today.
Amiibo figures for Samus and the Emmy.
It also surprises me that they're still making Amiibo, given how hard they are to get a hold of.
Nintendo Switch headlines.
These familiar franchises are back on Nintendo Switch.
What does that mean? Oh my god, it's just...
Down in the latest Just Dance game.
It's one of those times that I'm glad not to be a big channel.
Hit the dance floor in Just Dance 2022, launching on Nintendo Switch November 4th.
Well, happy birthday to me.
The arcade smash hit Cruisin' Blast is speeding onto Nintendo Switch. Blast your way through nearly 30 over-the-top tracks. Up to 4 players can race together, so pick your favorite vehicle and hit the road. Cruisin' Blast launches as a console exclusive on Nintendo Switch this fall.
Looks cool.
It's the ultimate Dragon Ball
Goku for Smash?
Relive the story
Oh,
and
that's
other
interesting.
fighters through 4 sagas in this action RPG. Say it. Protect the Earth from an invasion by Vegeta and Nappa.
They finally got it optimized for Switch.
Cell.
Solid.
Battle the end
I've heard mixed things about this game. I personally still think Xenoverse 2 is the one to beat, as far as like Dragon Ball games to play.
Along with the main story, you can explore the vast world of Dragon Ball Z.
This one's probably a little bit more polished though.
Locals, or collect ingredients for delicious meals. You can always train.
I don't know about that one. I'm a Cell Saga man myself.
Keep you busy. The boss battle episodes, A New Power Awakens Parts 1 and 2 is also included. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, plus a New Power Awakens set punches its way onto Nintendo Switch September 24th.
That's cool. That game will probably be really fun handheld.
Golf Club and get ready to
I think
tee
this
off.
comes out in like a week.
The Mario Golf Super Rush game launches soon. Here's a quick glimpse into each of the modes. Standard Golf.
This is so far a really well-paced presentation, by the way. I don't think they've spent too long on anything.
Hit different types of shots, aim for under par. Nice. Speed Golf. Smack your ball, then chase after it. Be the first to get your ball in the hole. Outpace your rivals with special dashes and special shots.
Look at Luigi just skating. Oh, Pauline. That's cool.
Battle Golf. Duke it out over 9 flag-marked holes in an obstacle-filled arena.
Okay. See, this is like that Wii era creativity that I really like from the party
Rookie to
games.
pro with your Mii character. The golfing challenges that await may surprise you. And here's some news. Free updates are planned for future release.
Oh, New Donk City.
Additional courses
That's
and
cool.
playable characters. The fairway's almost open, so set your tee time and get ready to ace
I'll probably
that
pick
shot
this up.
in Mario Golf Super Rush, swinging onto the Nintendo Switch system June 25th.
Week and a half,
Pre-orders
sorry.
are available now on Nintendo eShop. Ready for the ride of a lifetime?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think Capcom showed some stuff about this yesterday during their brief presentation.
As a rider in this RPG adventure, you'll explore diverse landscapes by riding your Monster, a monster companion. Gather materials such as honey and ore, then use them to craft items for your journey. But beware of the many monsters roaming about. Some are docile, but others may suddenly ambush you. To fight, you'll team up with your Monster and use weapons and skills to overwhelm enemy monsters in turn-based battles. Win, and you'll be rewarded.
I've always wanted to get into this franchise, but I just...
new weapons and armor.
I don't know.
Hey, is that
Feels like the type of thing that once I start playing, I won't stop.
incredibly powerful monsters can also hatch from rare eggs. Need more traveling buddies? Join up with friends for co-op multiplayer quests and battles. Buckle up, Ryder. It's going to be a real monster of an adventure. Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin soars onto Nintendo Switch July 9th. You can play the free demo on June 25th and carry
Cool.
over your save data to the full game. Here's a new game from the head.
Oh my god, is this a WarioWare game?
Did you miss me? Hey, what
I did. I really, really did.
To me, Wario. And it's finally ready. A brand new game from my company. Check it out. You get to control me. Time to do this. Look at me go. Whack rats. Check out these chumps. They came back and they have wonderful new talents.
Oh my god, this is just full-on WarioWare.
Not bad. Use the spinning whatchamacallit. Ha! Nailed it. Same micro game, different abilities.
Okay, I know this doesn't seem like a big deal, but the WarioWare games were so good.
Lose. Two people can play together at the same time. So play nice, or else. Eh? Not nice. Alright, you. Yes, you, the one watching this. Better get ready for some micro game mayhem.
The WarioWare Get It Together game launches exclusively on the Nintendo Switch
All right.
September 10th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
I have to pick that up too.
What you just saw was the trailer for WarioWare. Get it together. In the latest installment of this series, there are new microgames that let you control Wario and his friends. There is also a two-player co-op mode, which greatly expands the gameplay. It's releasing in the near future, so stay tuned.
I did prefer the WarioWare games as like full-on 4-player multiplayer. It's Koizumi. This is gonna be Mario. No! Oh, is this SMT5? Alright!
As a high school
Let's do
student
it!
living in Tokyo, your life is fairly normal.
Finally getting that release date.
But that reality is upended after you get pulled into a different dimension.
This trailer doesn't feel like it needs this voiceover.
Another Tokyo exists, a post-apocalyptic world where angels and demons reside.
Nice. I want to try Nocturne soon.
Suddenly, you fuse with a mysterious figure, gaining the power to fight demons. What lies ahead in this alternate realm?
Release date?
The world is now transformed into a sprawling, demon-infested wasteland. Though friendly demons do exist here, many are hostile and will attempt to destroy you.
His name is Protect.
Using a command-based
That's funny.
system. Finding their weak point is key. By targeting it, the number of consecutive actions you can perform in a combo will increase. Though demons are formidable opponents, you may be able to recruit them via negotiations,
Okay.
which begin when you open a conversation with them. If a negotiation is successful, a demon will become a powerful ally.
That's
In
cool.
some cases, by rejecting a demon's request, they may feel motivated and join you as an ally. Demons that do join will fight alongside you and grow stronger. By fusing demon allies, another demon can be created. The newly fused demon's innate abilities will vary, granting you a powerful ally, customized to your needs and playstyle. Challenge the many demons roaming this post-apocalyptic world by harnessing the power of your own. What destiny will you choose?
November 12th. Okay. I've never played a pure Shin Megami Tensei game, but I've played a couple of the Persona games, so Atlas knows what they're doing with RPG stuff. So Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I really didn't like that game.
The latest trailer for Shin Megami Tensei 5 from Atlas. This is the newest game in the series. Please look forward to future updates. Let's see a few more Nintendo Switch headlines.
Celebrate 10 years of Danganronpa in despair.
Cool. Never played Danganronpa.
Mic check 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system.
So we've got Mario Party, WarioWare, a new Metroid, a Super Monkey Ball collection, new Smash character. Way to let everybody down, Nintendo. Worst presentation ever. I didn't get my specific Smash character, so...
And so it begins. When a student meets their demise, a class trial will take place to reveal the culprit.
You're the culprit, aren't you, Lee?
Tell you, I had no idea.
They probably moved the body there.
Use the evidence you've gathered to review contradictions and find the guilty party.
Sneak attack.
So is this like a collection too, or is this a new game, or... Sorry if that was already said.
Plus, the board game from Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony has been expanded into a standalone game. Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp. An all-star cast of characters from the Danganronpa series will come together to battle at a tropical resort. Who's the strongest of them all in this ultimate beach brawl? The 4-game collection Danganronpa Decade
That's awesome.
launches as a physical exclusive on Nintendo Switch later this year.
That might be
All
a...
4 games will also be individually available on Nintendo eShop.
That might be reason enough to try it, having them all in one place. Is this some kind of Fatal Frame or something? Yeah.
In this horror adventure game, you'll uncover the mysteries surrounding the ethereal but deadly Mount Hikami. Believed
Fatal Frame Luigi's Mansion crossover win.
Ghosts frequent this mountain.
I guess that's still Smash Bros, right?
Face your fears as you explore a variety of unsettling locations. This spine-chilling story features various protagonists, letting you experience the game from different perspectives. New costumes and photo modes are included in this version.
I'm not gonna lie, I think the Mario Party is still the hypest announcement for me. The N64 ones were just objectively the best.
Maiden of Black Water.
Not actually objectively, I guess, but, you know, everybody's on the same page.
These games and DLC are coming soon.
And
Some
DLC?
today. Your war is not over. Raise hell in the first campaign expansion for Doom Eternal, The Ancient Gods Part 1. Deeper and more challenging combat awaits as you eliminate Hell's newest threats in demon-infested ruins and rain-swept terrain. The fate of the cosmos is in your hands. Get slaying when this campaign expansion launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Get ramped up for 2 iconic skateboarding games fully remastered in HD. Skate to era-defining jams as the legendary Tony Hawk and a roster of new and returning pros. Take your
Nice.
on the go with all the original game modes. And compete locally or online to show off your tricks against other skaters. Drop into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, launching on Nintendo Switch.
I've been watching a lot of the Tony Hawk's Skater 2 videos from the N64 because Family Jewels does like speed runs, or was doing speed runs of that game a while back. Super fun to watch. I played some of them back in the day when they'd come out, but not extensively. I mean, skating games are kind of like snow sports games. As long as moving feels good, they're just really, really solid. So.
It's a new adventure of cosmic proportions.
Heard about this in the Ubisoft forward. This game looks insane visually. Like,
our heroes must stop a mysterious new evil.
Either all of it is pre-rendered, or like this game as is the best possible case for there being a higher end piece of Switch hardware.
Explore planets filled with quirky residents and even quirkier secrets. And in this fresh take on the tactical genre, our heroes can run freely around the battlefield, creating new strategic and chaotic possibilities. So aim for victory with a little help from your friends. Wait, who's that? Well, one thing's certain. This is gonna be one heck of a galactic adventure. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope launches into space or onto Nintendo Switch next year.
Really visually impressive game. What's happening? Is this Advance Wars? Okay, that's really cool. I'm pretty sure Intelligent Systems made Advance Wars. That's really cool. Okay. I kind of missed the Advance Wars assist trophies that they had in Brawl.
Thrilling stories, memorable characters, and vibrant gameplay are in store as you lead the commanding officers to victory. Play the first 2 Advance Wars campaigns in Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Marching on to Nintendo Switch this holiday.
Cool.
Pre-orders begin today.
That's solid. People have been asking for that for a while.
How is everything? Alright, this next segment will be our last announcement of the day. Please take a look.
Mm-hmm. Age of Calamity. Great game. Is it the Master Cycle? Oh, you can play as a Guardian, that's cool. That's really interesting. I'd be really surprised if we spent a bunch of time on Age of Calamity and then did not revisit the Breath of the Wild sequel. So I anticipate this is probably just a segue into that. I mean, if this is just like the last announcement, I might have swapped it with one of the cooler announcements they had earlier on. Because, you know, it's DLC. That's cool. Aonuma. We're getting into it.
Hello there. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series. What you've just seen is a trailer for the first wave of DLC for the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass from Koei Tecmo Games. It will follow Link and his allies through more battles that took place 100 years prior to the events of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I hope you'll look forward to it. I have a few more things to share with you all today.
Zelda's anniversary, so Skyward Sword stuff.
The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD game, which launches next month. You'll immerse yourself in the role of Link by using 2 Joy-Con controllers for intuitive motion controls, or by playing in handheld mode, wielding the sword via flicking the stick and button-only controls. This game depicts the oldest era
Do you not
of the
use
Legend of
button
Zelda
controls
series,
like a pro
the story
controller?
of how it all began.
Because that would be kind of terrible.
What is the origin of the Master Sword? Why did a woman named Zelda become the legend for future generations? These will all be unraveled in this game.
This is a really good game. I don't know if it's $60 good now, but
Legend of Zelda,
it's pretty good.
HD.
It's still one of my favorites in the series.
Next
And
up,
now. Oh, a Game & Watch for Zelda. That's cool. I've got the Mario one still in the box.
This is a game
I'll scoop
watch
this
system
up.
that lets you play 3 games in the Legend of Zelda series.
Don't
This
say
year,
it.
The original Legend of Zelda game
Yeah, the
reaches
original.
its 35th anniversary. While we don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned, we've been working on this Game & Watch system as a special item to help mark the occasion and reflect fondly on the earliest days of the Legend of Zelda.
The first game, and
It will
then
come with first
the
in
cursed
series,
second game, I'm
Legend of
sure. Yep.
Zelda
Hate
2,
it.
The Adventure of Link.
Then maybe that Tingle game? Oh no,
Game
Link's
Boy
Awakening.
version of the Legend of
Alright.
Zelda Link's Awakening game,
Didn't y'all just put this on Switch?
as well as a special version of the Game & Watch title Vermin, starring Link as the playable character. So that's 4 games on one system, from longer Legend of Zelda games to the pick-up-and-play game Vermin.
It's pretty
In
cool.
addition, regarding the watch functionality for the Game & Watch system, we've added a playable clock based on the Legend of Zelda,
That's cool.
and an interactive timer themed after Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
Fancy.
You can play with both of them by taking control of Link. We hope you'll enjoy playing this.
I'll probably pick that up.
whenever
Just as like a
wherever
collector's
you
item.
Alright, here's the last thing we have to show you. This is the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 2 years have passed since we first announced this game, and we've been unable to share anything with you in that time. However, development has been steadily progressing. For today, we've prepared some new footage to show a bit more of the game. Please take a look.
Okay. Let's go. Very cool. We Ganondorf now? What up? Damn it, Zelda. Not again. Excuse? Let me hear the laugh. Ugh. I was really hoping for it. Oh, the lullaby. We getting a title? Told ya. Although they're just saying 2022 makes me think it'll be end of year 2022.
So, what did you think? This time around, the setting for the adventure has been expanded to include the skies above Hyrule. We'd like to ask you to wait a bit longer. We're aiming for a 2022 release,
Makes
so
sense.
I hope you'll look forward to it.
Gorgeous game.
How was that? That's all for this Nintendo Direct. We are diligently continuing development on a number of other games we didn't show today. I hope you'll continue looking forward to what's in store on Nintendo Switch. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I mean, solid stuff, honestly. So, they're going to jump probably right into the Treehouse Live. I'm really excited about that Mario Party, and I think the thing that's, like, most impressive about this is that, like, So with the exception of that game, the Zelda game, almost every single thing... I'm going to mute this. Almost every single thing they showed is coming out at some point this year. Like, and a lot of it is coming out within, like, the next 2-3 months. Like, that's really impressive. You know, I think for a lot of the lineups that we see, it's always like, here's this big announcement for a game 5 years from now. And I think, like, this was another instance of them maybe showing their hand a little too early by even revealing this game in the first place when they did. I think at the time that presentation was kind of lacking a lot, but I do think that might have been a little early for that announcement. That said, like, that was cool footage. I would have preferred, like, some meshing of that and what we had originally seen, just to kind of lengthen that showcase a little bit. I gotta say, I know numbers-wise, Zelda always does big numbers, and like, yeah, no kidding, like, that makes sense. But I don't necessarily think that was even the most exciting thing that was talked about today. I might have even flipped to have the Zelda stuff at the beginning, and then end on Smash this time. Because I think that might have been, like, just as far as, like, the structure of the presentation. The list of overall announcements, I mean, you got a Danganronpa collection, you've got an Advance Wars remake, Super Monkey Ball collection, a new WarioWare, a new Mario Party, new Mario Golf that comes out next week with a bunch of, like, party game modes. And a new Metroid coming out this year. Like, all in all, it's a very diverse lineup of games, and it's very impressive. And, like, for Nintendo especially, to have had a lineup, I would say, this detailed, when they're probably the only company that has E3-style events multiple times a year, like, still really, really strong showing. So, I'm happy with it, 100%. And even though I am as anti-pre-orders as it gets, I could see a couple of those that I might consider just scooping up, you know, for the time being. But yeah, overall, really, really great showing. I would say kind of the elephant in the room is hardware. So I would say, personally, for me, the lack of a Nintendo Switch Pro-like item at this E3 is indicative that such a thing probably won't exist at all. Because I feel like if there were anything to be said, it would have been said now, especially with some certain games, Splatoon 3 and the new Mario and Rabbids, namely, like, looking very visually appealing, but I'm wondering if, like, components of that might just be due to better optimization by the team, as well as, you know, some portions of that just being, like, I would say, you know, pre-rendered cutscenes and such. I personally have always been in the camp that, like, I don't really see where a Switch Pro is necessary, because most of the games that I would want to play at a higher resolution and higher visual quality are games that have already come out. So, unless there's some sort of way for them to, like, retroactively optimize games to be played on the newer hardware, I don't really see where it's necessary. And I've also been a person who's always of the mindset that, like, if I want to play a game, a third-party game specifically, at its best possible visual quality, I'm probably not going to play it on the Switch or any Nintendo console. I'm probably going to play it on a PlayStation or an Xbox or a PC. And then when it comes to the first-party stuff, like, Nintendo is just really good at optimizing their own games. Like, on the stream, obviously, some of these look a little bit lower res, but I'm sure when you're actually playing them, the amount of detail is going to be incredible. I mean, look at something like Smash Bros. Like, Smash Bros could compete with any current-gen game visually. You know, the lighting is insane, like, the overall visual quality, the texture work, like, all of that stuff is super, super above average. So, yeah, I would say all in all, I would consider myself fully impressed with what they've got. And I'm really excited because there are some games on that list that, like, I maybe wasn't necessarily planning on playing, but now I'm, like, raising an eyebrow at. Like, the Danganronpa collection, I feel like could be a really good way to introduce myself to that series. Shin Megami Tensei 5, looks amazing. I'm really, really happy about how that's turned out and that it's coming out now, because I know those fans have been starved for info for forever. So that's going to be really cool. And a new mainline Shin Megami Tensei game coming out soon means that maybe development will ramp up on Persona 6 real soon, so that's cool. But yeah, all in all, solid show. Solid E3 in general. I mean, Nintendo's was, like, at the level that I was kind of hoping for. You know, for the others, sure, there were, like, things I would have liked to have seen more of. Like, typically, in the Xbox show, I'm usually more excited to see some of the indie stuff, and I feel like we didn't get as much of that as I would have wanted. But that's fine, too. You know, all in all, like, after everything that's been going on with the pandemic and the way the development times and really resources have been impacted so heavily, it's cool to see that there's still going to be so many awesome games coming out between now and the next E3, you know? So, yeah, thanks to everybody for tuning in and watching this with me. I'll probably catch some of the Treehouse Live stuff on my own, but I think as far as the streams are concerned, this is gonna wrap that up for me. But again, thank you all for tuning in, and come back soon for more from the Game Room.